Bidet Critters. This is David, Mana&Maple, and I just want to have a small talk, which could be a long-winded rant. We don't really know at this moment in time. We've got a little less than a full week until Campaign 4 Episode 1, and I am hyped for it. I am excited for what I view to be a nighttime soap. You know, the old soap operas that used to run throughout the day. Critical Role is that for me, and I assume for you as well. That kind of thing where we tune in not for the mechanics, not for the structure of the game that they're going to run, not the West Marches style, which is interesting, not the D&D 2024, which is just a system that they're playing in. We want the character interactions. We want the angst. We want the romance. We want the hard decisions. We want the shitty attitudes. We want the characters who butt heads. We want solutions. We want to see drama. We want to see all that stuff. That's why I'm excited, because yes, this is a brand new world, which is a great time to step into Critical Role in the first place. But this brand new world brings brand new interactions between the DM and all the players. And I think that that's really, I just think that that's exciting and hype worthy. So if you're also hyped for this, let's just talk about the different characters and why we're hyped for what we don't know. Because we don't know a lot, and that was by design. A few creators out there have stated that there's been too much information. And I remember when Campaign 3 came out, and the amount of information we had on that was next to nothing. Now, I personally think that we saw so much information come out about this because there was such a backlash from them choosing Dungeons & Dragons 2024 rule set over Daggerheart. And in order to assuage the, I wouldn't say hurt feelings, but the shock that they just released a brand new RPG system that was very well received. If you wanted to kind of cover that up, what you would do was flood the field with more content and more things, more surprises, Easter eggs, kind of like play the Taylor Swift style of this, where you just drop hint after hint after hint, where it's an Easter egg within an Easter egg within an Easter egg. And now we're so caught up in figuring out what the tables are, what the players are playing, the dynamics that they're going to have, the characters, the type, the character archetypes that they're going to play, that nobody really talks about the fact that they're not playing in Daggerheart. And yes, we've seen fireside chats that have explained why that's happened, but this is all, in my view, reactionary to the fact that they made an unintentional shock to critter fandom and the Beacon bits out there and the small creators and the large creators by saying that they were going to go into Dungeons & Dragons 2024 instead of Daggerheart. And I think this is all just reactionary towards that. We don't know anything about the world. Ahriman is brand new, and we know basically the gods are dead. The Shapers are part of that. There's a revolutionary council. There's Sundered Houses, Torn Banner. Dol Makyar is a city. Chaze Fang is a person. And the Pentaveral, that's not how you say that. There's another organization that I don't remember. The oh boy, it's gonna fail me on that one. I'll just pop it up on the screen, like right about, I don't know, I'll put it right here. That's what we know. We know the names of the characters. We know what they look like, and that's it. And you know what? That's plenty. We're back to basically square one. We're back to Campaign 2 style of knowing what's going on with this world. And that's exciting. That's great. I'm excited about that. I'm excited to see in what way Matt Mercer is playing a shitty character. Someone who you knew he was trouble when he walked in. That is going to be a character that rubs everyone the wrong way, and those, if handled really well, that character is going to produce some phenomenal roleplay. Just such phenomenal roleplay. And Matt, being who he was as a forever DM, when he gets on the other side, he's going to be kind of like Alex Ward in that respect, where he spends a lot of time playing as a DM and not a player, and as a good player in regard to making sure everyone gets a scene, everyone gets an interaction, everyone kind of feels like they're involved in the game. And I think that I'm excited to see Matt do that, even if it is a shitty character. I'm excited to see Marisha in this character that she says is a lot like her mom, and she's going to use a Scottish accent, which I think will be interesting to see. I hope it's not like when Sam used the kind of Cockney accent for Not at the very beginning and lost it throughout the campaign. Still had the tone, but that accent that he had at the very beginning just kind of trickled away. I hope Marisha sticks with it throughout the entire thing, good or bad. I mean, good or bad. The character, I've noticed, no matter what I said about the character is of Murray Magnuson is touching a lot of people in a very special way. And that way is representation. That way is representation of a curvy woman. And that is something that we don't see enough inside role-playing games overall. We're a very inclusive space, or we try to be a very inclusive space, but we don't represent as much as we want to represent. Because we all want to be the hot versions of ourselves online. But having a character who's a little bit on the larger side or a little bit on the thicker or stockier side is really good for representation within the field, and I think that's excellent. I'm excited for Liam's character. I have this personal theory that all of Liam's characters, the closer we are to now, have been getting closer in time to the death of a loved one in the character's backstory. I don't have any proof on this, but between Vax'ildan and the death of his mom and Vax and Vex and their mom, after spending so much time in Singorn, to come back and find Byrodin gone, is a chunk of time. And I think that chunk of time got smaller with Caleb Widogast and got smaller again between when we meet the character and when that death happened. And that space is getting smaller. And if he's really attached to Chazé Fang as a brother, and Chazé is alive in the first game but is dead later on, we're going to see some wonderful processing of grief in real time. I like Liam a lot because Liam taught me that it's okay to use roleplay to grieve and to process your grief for the death of a family member or a loved one. And I really respect that guy for that. I'm excited to see Sam's character because, one, I don't know what Wick is, like, at all. I don't know what he is. He's going to play a more earnest character, maybe less long con jokes inside there. But also, I swear Sam made this character himself. I swear that this is not a Liam gave him a character. Now, I could be wrong, but I want to see what a Sam character looks like because his other characters were good. FCG was fine, but Bravos was really good. I'm gonna catch heat for this, but Scanlon was okay, but Tyrion Darrington was phenomenal. Just a great character. So I'm excited if he is truly in control of that character, down to like choosing what he is and what species and class he is. I'm so happy for his growth as a role player and a player in the field, because he's super accomplished outside the table. Like super accomplished outside the table. And he's becoming one of my favorite people at the table. In that same vein, I'm excited for Whitney Moore and Tyranny, because that character looks like they used to be punk and they're starting to go somewhere on a straight and narrow. Like they used to be a wild child and they're going somewhere else to be a better person. And I want to see the I want to see the I want to see them play that. There's just so much, like the bar through the ear, the really punk chain, and the arrow necklace that Whitney was wearing in some of the shots. That is so good. Not from a character design, but from a personality design. I went back and I watched the first episode of Campaign 2 on Geek and Sundry, and Whitney's inside there in a commercial in the middle of it, and I was shocked. I forgot that we have seen her before. I'm excited for Travis. Travis is playing a furry, and that's good again for inclusiveness, because people who haven't really keyed into Critical Role, because it's so anthropomorphized, it's so human, even in a fantasy realm where people can be elves and dwarves and things like that. Everything has been phased or moved towards being very human-centric. And to play a character that is just so just big and regal, and has a feel, like you look at the character art and he is feeling lost somehow, lost connection. I think that he's a paladin. He is a paladin. I think he's a paladin of glory. I've seen someone say that they might be a paladin of the crown. I think either one of those is phenomenal guesses. I'm excited for Laura Bailey, because no one brings mischievousness to the table like Laura Bailey has in the past. And a rogue just suits her mindset as a player so much. And a nimble rogue by the name of Thimble suits that so much, just so much. She's gonna get into some shit, and I'm excited for it. I'm excited for her, not necessarily the romance side of it. I'm not excited for any of the romances, actually. And that's more on my side. That has to do with the way that I view romance, and is not a indication of how anyone else should view romance or how they should deal with romance. It's just not something that I am particularly interested in. And if you want, I can get into that, but I'm not going to get into that right now. I'm excited for... Oh no, I lost my place. I have to go figure out if I've talked about everybody. I know I haven't. I'm excited for Alex Ward, because he is such a phenomenal player who understands, kind of like the way that Matt Mercer understands the needs of scenes and interconnection between other players. When he was Crocus, he did that a lot. Initiated scenes, made sure that people felt like they were welcome at the table. And I think more people like that, who really understand the flow of the game and the flow of the narrative, very important. I am I'm excited for Luis because Luis makes interesting characters. Um, Not because he has a penchant for making protectors, people who really enjoy making sure that other people are safe. I also like him because he thinks outside the box, and he thinks outside the box for the things that his character cares about. So when I look at his character art, I see someone who's more Scottish Highlands almost, and I want to see someone who is, I don't know what's going to be, but I'm hoping for someone who is more like Braveheart style, freedom for my people, almost like a leader, which would be really exciting overall. I'm excited for Ashley Johnson because Ashley Johnson makes these really thorough characters who are who they say they are through and through. It really felt like Imogen was the main character of the last campaign, but Fern was a real close second. Oh my god, she was just so intensely chaotic. It was great, and I think that she's going to bring that same energy to Valus. Maybe Valus will be a little bit more like Yasha in a way, quiet, person of few words overall. I'm excited about Abria as a half-orc druid because, by all accounts that I've heard so far, Abria is a mama bear almost. And I say mama bear because a mama bear is protective to a certain degree, but will lash out at people who attack their cubs. And I think that she's going to do that for the party overall. She's going to bring her wit and her incredible mental acuity to this game. Her ability to just snap back with the most cutting words, but from a mama bear perspective. And I think that that's excellent. I'm getting to the end of this, but I'm also excited about Robbie because I'm really happy that Robbie is playing a character that sits somewhere between his druid at the end of campaign 3 and Dorian Storm. So Dorian Storm is over here and is this really lovely character, and then Serkanos is over here, and his deadpan is just so intelligent, so not. I mean, he's an intelligent, but he's more wise than anything. But he just potty humor and unable to like see emotion in real time, and having him play a character in the middle. Oh, hit the microphone again. A character in the middle of those two extremes is going to be fun to watch. And I swear to God, if Brennan Lee Mulligan kills that dog, I will lose my shit. And then we have Bolaire, Taliesin Jaffe's character, who just, it's so Taliesin. It's so Taliesin. And when you live as long as Taliesin has, as the eldritch being that he is, you see the gamut of everything that he could be. And this is giving Harlequin puppet vibes. And I want to see what kind of warlock it is. I'm highly suspicious that this is not a out of the book warlock pact. And I mean, that's all right, because that's really Taliesin's bag, man. That's really what he does. Taliesin really just he likes complicated characters. And that's all right. That's absolutely okay. Did I miss any? Did I miss anybody? I don't think I did. Brennan's gonna run a great game. You know, Brennan does all the Dimension 20 stuff and Worlds Beyond Number. If you haven't seen that, go check it out. It's really good. Brennan's Divergence and Downfall were some of my favorite games overall. And I'm not sure I realized this until a couple days ago, but because he is such a Tolkien fan, Ahriman is going to be full of Tolkien-style lore. I can almost guarantee it. Where we're talking about the city of the elves, and it goes back thousands and thousands and thousands of years. We're naming kings and princes inside there in a really exact way with bird facts. I just want to end this with Critters are a good bunch. We are a great sub niche. And I hope everyone is excited, or as excited as I am, to have this new opportunity to see these new characters, these new players, in this new world for us to geek out about, for us to nerd out about, for us to deep dive into the lore about, for us to gush about the characters about, for some of us to wonder about the romance options inside there, the interpersonal options inside there, to find our favorites, to find our least favorites, to find the ones that we wish we could be. That's what Critical Role is. That's what this campaign is going to be. And I can't wait to be along on this ride with you guys. So thanks for watching. This is more ranty than it was informational. And I just want to end 6 days. I can't wait for Thursday. I just cannot wait. I'm gonna watch that first episode 2 or 3 times because I am so excited, and I hope you are too. Bye now.